What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jason Makes Posters. Today we're going to make a Bauhaus poster out of a CD in my collection, so let's go find out what it is. Alright, I've got my CD collection pasted in here, so let's pick a random item. Tiny Music Songs from the Vatican gift shop. Excellent, let me go grab it. So this awesome album is an album by the Stone Temple Pilots. It's called Tiny Music Songs from the Vatican gift shop, and it's my favorite one from this band. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of memories that I have with this album. I've listened to it so many times over the years that it's just burned into my memory. In fact, if I had to get rid of all Stone Temple Pilots albums except for this one, I would be just fine with that. So this will actually work out perfectly for a Bauhaus design because look at the disc. Red, yellow, blue, and white. We've already got our Bauhaus colors, we just got to add in black. So what I think I'll do is I will grab the hex values of those exact shades of red, yellow, and blue, and then we'll build a poster out of that. All right, let's go ahead and jump into Illustrator. All right, so I'm here in Illustrator and I have the picture of the CD in here. So we're gonna go ahead and create our color palette based on the colors that are on this disc. So there we go, a classic Bauhaus color palette. We have everything that we need here. And I found this font right here. I believe it's called Sacco or Seiko. I don't know how you pronounce it, but there's two C's right there, so I'm guessing it's Sacco. I really like this one, although we need to clean up the kerning here. So Optical does a pretty good job, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it manually. Some spaces were a little tight, some of them were a little wide, so I just evened it out. And we'll type out the name of the album as well. All right, and I'll go ahead and kern this as well. All right, looking good. And I think that the leading is a little bit too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and decrease that. 170 should be good. And as far as the layout goes, I do like the placement of these. Of course, I'm just gonna play around with some stuff. And I think that the focus of the shapes here will be circles because of the beach balls. And I'm thinking that I'm just gonna keep it nice and minimal, but that'll still allow us to add plenty of visual interest here. So if we do one nice and large, probably around 10 inches or so, and then I'm gonna go straight in the middle, and then we're just gonna use our move tool to move it back 2 inches and then up 4 inches, and then we'll make the red one 5 inches, and we'll do the move the exact same, and then the blue one we'll make 2.5 inches, and we'll bring it down to this corner and then do the same move, but of course we need to move in the horizontal 2 inches. Okay, so that's just the placement of the circles themselves. I'm actually gonna move the text around a little bit and do some resizing, but before I do that, I'm gonna select both of these and just copy those off to the side just in case I need to come back to them. I'm gonna create outlines for this one, and we'll move it in 2 inches. And the focus of this poster is really the album, so I'm gonna make the album name nice and large, and we'll still give ourselves 2 inches of margin on the right side. Actually, what I think I might do is bring the red to the front and just slightly overlap it on that type right there, just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then I'll probably just move this blue one over here just to get them a little bit closer together and bring some more visual interest in. And then I'm thinking that since we have these triangular shapes right here, we'll just do triangles. And those will be made up of our black color there. So just a pro tip whenever you're trying to figure out where to put your elements, what I try to do here is I try to balance this triangle in between this text, this circle, and this circle with the relationship to the outer edge. So what I'm thinking here is the space between the text and the circle and the yellow and the outer edge is probably around right here. You don't have to worry about the precise math of it. And then I'll copy this and we will rotate it and then make it probably just a little bit smaller, by about half or so. Just kind of move it over here to this side. I actually like that placement a little bit better. It's perfectly fine to go outside of your margins a little bit, especially when it comes to elements. And then I'll copy this over here, rotate it to about there or so, or actually maybe a little bit more extreme like this, to where it's just kind of pointing up but just slightly rotated off to the side. And we don't want to make it the exact same size as this. So this is about 3 inches or so. This is about 3.5 inches, but they look a little bit too similar. So I'm gonna bring it up to 4 inches. And then I'm gonna line up the point of the triangle to flow in with that circle. All right, and since I'm taking a look at this and I haven't really defined a size for the Stone Temple Pilots yet, I think I'll just go half the width of the title, so 7 inches. It's a little small, so I think I'm just gonna divide it by 1.5. All right, that looks good. And then the final touch, we'll just go in and change our background color to this kind of pale white. And we actually picked up that color from the CD itself. All right, so let's make sure that our black color is not 100% black. We actually need to raise that up a little bit, probably to about 10%, and then we'll take all of this into Photoshop and add some effects to it. All right, so I found this French writing paper overlay here, so I'm just gonna drag it on top of here. And what's good about this particular texture is that it already has the color, and it has that really nice vintage texture that we want for a Bauhaus design. So I'll zoom in at 100% so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll just use a blending mode to blend it with our design. And this right here is why you don't 100% black on your black colors, because those textures won't shine through. In fact, I'm gonna go into Illustrator real quick, and we're gonna brighten them up even more. There we go, that's a lot better. Okay, so a couple of more things here. I'm just gonna add in a layer of grain, and I wanna make it nice and heavy with a vignette of -25. and then we'll set this to overlay. And as you can see, I'll just kind of turn that off and on so you can see the dimension that it adds to it. And then we'll go down to the artwork itself, and this will be our final touch. We'll do a blur and Gaussian blur, probably about a 2. So you can see it kind of has that effect like it's blending into the paper. So here is our Stone Temple Pilots Tiny Music Songs from the Vatican gift shop, Bauhaus design poster. Very simple design, but I just wanted to show you how you can easily put something like this together in Illustrator and then finish off the effects in Photoshop. All right, well, thanks a lot for joining me for today's video. If you like it, please remember to hit like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications to be notified of all future content. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.